No, that's not what my religion is all about. And we Muslim, we quick to come out and say, oh, Islam is a religion of peace. Yes. But sometimes this confusion is the problem, and it's going to be the problem for the next generation Muslims. I'm talking about the Gen Z, and they're going to have problem with religion, period, because it's already confusing. We're not even making it easier on them because this confusion right here. Some of us believe that, oh, no, it's wrong. And some other people are putting the same Quran that we're already and saying, yes, it's justifiable. They can kill, they can marry young, they can abuse people, they can do all dirty stuff. And the real question is, that means our religion is actually in our heart, to be honest, because if we have to really go by, because that's confusing. Or if I'm trying to explain this to my 13-year-old now, it will be asking me just exactly the same question you are asking me right now and say, but mommy, we're Muslims too, but they said is accurate. And they're trying to quote a verse in the Quran to justify it. Then you telling me, no, that's not. So where do I go? Where do I fit in? Because I don't like violence.
Hello. Welcome to another episode of Lost Negotiants. I'm your host, Brother Mike. Today we've got a very, very interesting guest. Really excited to have a lady, a woman of faith, and someone who's highly respectable. So Jumak is in the building. Thank you so much for being here. Really, really appreciate your presence. I also want to introduce my co-host, who is also here. Well, I'll let him introduce himself. Go ahead, over to you.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is Pingpe here again, once again. I'll be anchoring this today. So looking forward to a nice discussion with Jumak. I hope you guys enjoy this.
Cool, thank you so much. So so Jumak, go ahead and tell us a bit about yourself, your background, introduction, and then we'll kick this off.
Hey, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Depending on the time you're watching this, I'm glad to be on this podcast this evening over here in Maryland. Background is in business. I have a lot of certification, I'm a relationship coach, but I'm also very passionate. I'm very religious. I'm not extremist, moderate. I call myself moderate. Some people call me progressive.
Oh, okay. I like that.
I don't know where I belong, but I'm pretty moderate. Let's just leave it that way.
She's a practicing Muslim, and
I'm very devoted, very, very devoted.
Doesn't joke with her faith. She has been to Mecca. She's an Elijah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We can have that and on many occasions. And she read Quran as well. So she's somebody who is well-informed, all-rounded person. I know her personally. So
yeah, thanks for giving that that little input there, huh?
You had to say something. You just can't let it go. I mean, it has to chip in there a little bit. I know. So really excited to have you both on here, both Bingwe and Jumak. So I guess we'll start with Jumak. Basically, we wanted to talk about the issue that happened just May 12th. So at the time of this recording, that was a week ago, where we had a girl in college. She got lynched, and obviously you've seen the headlines. I kind of wanted to get your take on that. What do you think about that as someone of faith and someone who knows what really the Holy Quran says?
Disappointed, hurt. It's just a very sad situation that we're still talking about things like this in Africa, Nigeria to be precise. We're still doing jungle justice. We're still fighting over religion. And it's just an unfortunate situation. My heart goes out to the family of Deborah. It hurts so bad. It's all over my social media. I'm just against it. Straight up, period. You cannot fight for God. You cannot fight for Prophet Muhammad. You cannot fight for any of the prophets. As a matter of fact, Jesus Christ, Moses, Isaac, all of them. You can't fight for them. It is nobody's call to define it under any circumstance to say, they are justified. It's just so worrisome that we're still in this state of mind in Nigeria. In the northern part of Nigeria, I know we have some issue down too, but at least in the northern part of Nigeria, given, what is going on right now. And given the fact that a lot of the northerners, they're not really saying anything to condemn this act or to even stand up against those people. I read online somewhere they have about 15 volunteer lawyers in courts to defend those people. That's enough. That's problematic already.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Very, very, very problematic. The girl don't deserve to die. I read different meaning to what she said, but even if she said what she said, if she actually caused Prophet Muhammad and say, Prophet Muhammad is X, Y, and Z, kiss, rock, whatever the situation may be, right? Who are they to make those decisions of the justice or, what to do to her? They did the worst to Prophet Muhammad in the city of Medina, and they literally kicked him out of Medina, So I'm not sure why people are, making judgment. We have traditionalists before we have all this religion. People worship stone, all kind of stuff. And that's what they are worshiping in Mecca and Medina back then, okay? And when he was trying to preach, Islam to them, not everybody was willing to start with. And they call him all sort of names, and not just him alone, all the prophet. And they did not do all these things that we're talking about. So where did we get this from? What people are doing is they're picking an interpretation in the Quran or in the Bible. Anytime they interpret the Quran, sometimes there are some verses that they will be speaking in parables, right? They'll be talking in third party. They'll be using some things that, you really have to pay attention to really understand where they are driving to with their point. Or you have to read the entire, 5 verses before it, five verses after it. You can't just pick the middle one and just draw your conclusion and say, that's what is going on. No, because of just one verse. Whereas there's a couple of other verses that is explicitly discuss how they arrive at that point. I disagree 100% with the death of Deborah, with whatever the situation they want to attach it to, calling it the fighting for profit. I was saying it on one call with somebody. I said, we did worse behind closed door. All these, they do the worst thing, They fornicate, they do adultery, they do all kind of stuff, drink alcohol, very mean to people. If you look at the percentage of Muslims, religion is problematic. Just say it that way. Religion is very problematic.
Yeah, no, thank you. I wanted to jump in real quick and say something, which you said there was about 15 lawyers willing to defend the guys who killed Deborah Yakubu. The question I want to ask you, I want to preface that. I want to say something before I ask my question. His name is Senator Ahmed Sani Yarima. He is a ex-governor rather, of Zamfara State, who was known to have married a minor way back when he was in office. I think it was in 2009 or 2010 or something like that. So recently he's running for presidency, and he threw his hat in the presidential race of 2023. So they were interviewing him and they're like, hey, what's going on? You in 2009, 2010, you married someone who's 13 years old. And what he kept saying, I watched a video of him on social media 2 days ago or so. And what he kept saying was, well, it's a law. The law allows me to do that. Because the law allows me to do that, there's nobody that can stop me. So the question I have...
Which law?
Exactly. That's what I'm going to. So in Nigeria, there are 4 laws. There's the common law, there's the customary law, there's the English law, and then there's the Sharia law. Not all the states have ratified all the laws. So, for example, talk about marriage of minors, for example. What's this governor, ex-governor Yarima was saying was that, there's a law that was adopted that basically says marriage in this case is supposed to be years 18 to 21. Some states have 19, some 20, some 21. So based on the state, but about 17 states in the federation did not sign to that. It was a law that was passed in the House of Assembly, but basically not all the states adopted that. So back to your comment, about 15 lawyers. And so the question basically is, what is the law of Sokoto, where the Shehu Shagari College is? What is the law there? And what does that law allows them to do? The colonial law basically was kind of developed from the common law. You have the customary law. That one is just indigenous forms and practices. Basically, if you look at the pre-colonial Yoruba days, the Ekpe society, the Igbos, the BBO, those kind of people, they do the customary law, which is like the laws of the tribe. Then obviously you have Sharia law, which is used in northern Nigeria. So if in northern Nigeria, Sharia law is allowed, and there are actually Sharia courts. I've been to Sharia court in Abuja, so I know there are courts that are basically Sharia courts. So if it is legal that if somebody blasphemes against the holy prophets, I'm just wanting to see what your response is. If that's a problem, because the law is the law, really. It doesn't matter what we think. My question is not necessarily that I'm justifying it, but if the law allows it, why shouldn't 15 lawyers come out and defend that and win that case? That's my question.
I'm so confused with all the laws in Nigeria. And I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah.
So the Sharia law is only practicing, is it just in the north, or is already in Lagos? It's everywhere
northern
now.
Nigeria. Northern Nigeria.
Okay, so don't you think there's an issue with crossover with, the English law, or just, to cross over Sharia law? How do they interpret all that? Because which court is the highest court in Nigeria?
The Supreme Court is.
Okay, so if Supreme Court is, and Supreme Court don't buy into Sharia law and all that law, they're not attached to it, correct? They will not take a case from Sharia court to a Supreme Court, correct? Everything Sharia is guided by the Quran, they claim, right? And
yes. Yeah, I agree with you, but let's look at the US, for example, even though I'm not a lawyer. So I know in the US, when the Supreme Court takes a case, there has to be something called precedent. Precedent means that has this case been taken before? If that case has not been taken before, the Supreme Court can decide on taking it, because the law is just interpretation of other laws. If there's a precedent that has been set, they'll just say, see, that law is close enough to it. In the US now, they just vote on Roe v. Wade, a whole different story. But these are precedents and things that got set. My question, or my answer to you is that every state has their own governing body. So the state of Sokoto can say, Sharia law is our law, it's all we care about. Now, if somebody in Sokoto goes and commits an offense or commits a crime, as Deborah Yakubu did, that case can be escalated to the Supreme Court of Nigeria only if there were some people that were not satisfied. Because Nigeria is a country of laws. Only if there are people that are not satisfied with the judgment and if the president has not been set. So again, I'm not a lawyer, no legal advice is given, but in the US, that's how
I think there's a twist to that. And in America, there are some cases that the Supreme Court cannot take, that can only be taken by state Supreme Court.
Yes.
For example, death penalty is decided by every state. You will commit a crime in New York, the same crime will be committed in Texas, and it will be death penalty. Why in New York? New York has abolished death penalty totally. But I want to digress a little bit, and just to the point we're talking about. Child marriage is not only in Nigeria. Almost all Islamic countries are practicing it. As at age of puberty, when you started your menstruation is definition in most Islamic countries. And that brings me back to what is happening in Nigeria per se, in such a way that the Islamic leader of Nigeria is Sultan of Sokoto.
Yes.
He is the one that determines when the Ramadan should start in Nigeria and when it should end. I mean, he is the one that we saw the moon.
Yeah, right.
That's not accurate. That's not factually correct based on the religion. Okay. But that's what they practice in the north. That's part of the problem. I'm just trying to say.
Okay.
As far as Ramadan, they have to decide it by the moon sighting. And, that's not decided by one person. It's about sighting of the moon. Somebody cannot just say, if they sight the moon in some part and they did not in another part, then they should wait. That's what the Quran says. So so don't let us digress. But that's part of the issue.
My question is
part of the issue is that somebody in the north is taking power against what the Holy Quran says.
Absolutely.
So my question really is that most of the people that have criticized this act aggressively are from the south southern part of Nigeria.
Right.
And most of the Islamic nations, and I want to put northern part of Nigeria as part of that. And because they refer to them more than those people from the
Southwest,
from the west or from the south of Nigeria generally.
Yeah.
Is that not a problematic that somebody that is giving? I know everybody will tell me that Quran did not say that or something. The area that is being recognized as this is a religion supremacy of Nigeria are supporting this act, while the liberal-minded from the southwest, because you rarely see a family in the south of Nigeria that doesn't have three religions, Islamic, Christianity, and as well as
tribal
traditional worship.
Yeah.
How do we move from here? Because most of the people that are in custodians of the religion are from the north, and they are the one that are saying, yeah, this is justified or something. How do we want to reconcile that thought one way or the other? Elijah? It's
very problematic. And this is not just in Nigeria. I'm telling you, this is not just in Nigeria. This is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
A Muslim Arab in the US, if you salam to anybody, it means peace. And the person should return it back, regardless of where you are, where you're from.
Or what you look like.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But those Muslim Arab, if you bump into them and you say salam alaikum, they'll look at you and keep moving. Because I'm not Muslim enough. But guess what? If I have my big hijab on, I have, I'm all covered up, half of my face is not showing. And if I say salam alaikum, they probably hug me and kiss me on both of my cheeks. Because now I'm Muslim enough. And this is here in the United States. These have happened several times to me. When I see them, I don't even salam to them because I know they're not going to agree. I'm not Muslim enough for them. I think the same thing is what is going on in Nigeria. The Northerners feels like they are the custodian of Islam, which nobody is, to be honest. And they feel like they can make decisions and rule and tweak Quran and make everything to work for them, pretty much. And that's what is going on right now. Even with the Sharia law and all these, somebody probably sit down and write those laws and make sure it accommodates their needs.
Yeah.
We verify those things. How do we even arrive at that in Nigeria?
So what you're saying is that the Northerners feel like they're the custodian. Is that because they have more money?
Is that true? They really have more money? Or is it because they design Nigeria for everything to be on their side of town? So they feel in control, they feel power, they feel like, we rule. We're born to rule. Is that not what they're saying in Lagos a few days ago? Born to rule.
Yeah.
That this is their Lagos, they're not going anywhere. So I say all this to say is the way they structure Nigeria. The Northerners are very smart. When they are doing the structuring, they make sure that everything works for them. Their roads works for them. The infrastructure works for them. Everything belongs to them. And us, we're just struggling.
So, but back to our topic though, with the girl, Deborah, with the lady that got massacred, Deborah Yakubu. The question is, if it's justified, I guess what we're saying is that it's justified because the Northerners say it's justified. And anybody else can hate it, love it, don't care. We're the Northerners, we're powerful, we say it's justified. And that's the buck stops with us. Is that what you're kind of saying, I guess?
No. That's not what that's not what my religion is all about. And we Muslims, we're quick to come out and say, oh, Islam is a religion of peace. Yes. But sometimes this confusion is the problem. And it's going to be the problem for the next generation Muslims. I'm talking about the Gen Z and they're going to have problem with religion, period, because it's already confusing. We're not even making it easier on them because this confusion right here. So, some of us believe that, oh no, it's wrong. And some other people are quoting the same Quran that we're already and saying, yes, it's justifiable. They can kill, they can marry young, they can abuse people, they can do all that stuff. And the real question is, that means our religion is actually in our heart. to be honest, because if we have to really go by, because that's confusing.
It is very confusing.
If I'm trying to explain this to my 13-year-old now, it will be asking me just exactly the same question you are asking me right now, and say, but mommy, we're Muslims too, but they said is accurate, and they're trying to quote a verse in the Quran to justify it. Then you telling me, no, that's not. So where do I go? Where do I fit in? Because I don't like violence.
Yeah.
Well,
to help matters, I think Christianity is also like that too, in a way. So we're all.
That's why I want to go to that. It's all about religion and the way people take it. Don't let us even go far. If you go to Methodist, Anglican, CNS,
Pentecostal,
in Nigeria, Deeper Life, Redeem, do not see you as a Christian. If you go to Pentecostals like Household of Faith or something, or those Christ Embassy, the Deeper Life brother will not see you as a Christian.
True.
And they are reading the same Bible, they are reading the same book, but there is this infringement. And that's why, personally, to me, I think religion is a scam. And I've tried to explain that to many people on several occasions that and I agree with you, Juma.
This is going where we didn't plan on.
No, because there's no way we will talk about religion without trying to conclude on certain things, that religion is a scam. And I agree with you, Juma, that your God is in your heart. You can if you see Nigeria, Muslims those who claim to be Muslims, because I'm not going to put a religion in a box here, what they call religion. Those who claim to be Christians, they are fraud in Nigeria. A camp president bought aeroplane. Why the president? Till tomorrow, he never told us who bought that. They all
I
of them
agree with that.
were building these things, and they are in government. They will leave house. They will leave the state house and go to church after stealing and lying. And they are in every religion, right there. Muslim, Christian, they do this. They punish us. You cannot say okay. I think the issue is that we need to treat people as human beings instead of putting them under a religion connotation. But most people in Nigeria think the only way to control people's mind is to attach it to a religion. Oh, he insulted my religion. He insulted my GO. Oh, he speaks bad about my imam. He does those things. If you see how people fight over these things on social media, you will not believe it. What did your GO did? A few years ago, a pastor of a church slapped somebody in the church because he thinks that is a witch. Who gave him that authority? And he will quote a Bible passage to say, oh, God give me authority to step over every serpent. But that is not what the Bible says.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to be one way, and I wanted to chip in certain part of it, that the religion of a thing or following is occultic to me. Because if you believe in something, if I believe in something and I want to follow it, no matter what that thing does, that even is bad, I will never see it. I just want to see the good sides. You can't criticize. And it happens in political realm. Some of us that support Tinubu, some people support and we never see anything that all these politicians does. And we just, in America, for example, some people like Obama with passion. No, Obama has never done anything. Just the same way, some people support Donald Trump, President Trump, and they never see anything and that is the same way we are interpreting our religion. And I think it's very, very dangerous. And I agree with Juma that in the next generation is going to be, number one, is that we don't have religion at all, or the number of people that are worshiping this religion reduce, or more war is created because of religion.
Wow, that's at first I was kind of like, oh, do we really want to go that far? But fundamentally, I agree. even though I shouldn't be agreeing with what you say, because so we can have the two balance, but the two sides balance. Well, this one, I'm going to give you this because, I mean, I have nothing to add to that. That was just beautifully said.
I mean, that's just the truth about religion. I think the whole issue that we're having about the late lady Deborah Yakubu is because of religion. It is because we have a version of people that claim that their own doctrine and way and laws and things is totally different from everybody else. And what these people don't know is that even if, let's just assume that, okay, that's what the Quran says. A lot of things we have changed in the Quran. A good example is during COVID-19. As a Muslim, by rule, when we pray, we have to pray side to side. Leg toe to toe, side to side, everybody. Guess what? During COVID, all the way from everybody home to the biggest place where they would think the religion is from, Mecca, everybody has to be 6 feet apart. Never happened in the history of Islam. But guess what? We pray. Don't you think all those prayers for those 2 years, do you think God will not answer?
He will. Yeah, he sure will.
That's the whole point. People just need to be rational. People need to really dive in and think, use their brain and be sensible. The same thing with all other things that happens in the Quran. When they said the word modesty means, to be modest. It doesn't have a definition that we all have to wear niqab and cover our face. That's their culture. We have cultural outfits too.
Yeah.
We have ashoke, and the Igbo have their own asho. We don't have to do what they do just because that's their culture. And guess what? They're fading all that out. The new king is telling them the women can go to school.
They can drive.
They got to open a big club. They got to turn it up in Mecca and then make everything like level it up, because this generation right here, they don't want to hear all this old stuff. And that don't change the religion. That don't change the fact that Mecca will still be Mecca.
So
that's just the whole point.
Wow, that's really, really good.
I'm glad you said that. Can we say that culture and religion determine what society looks like, or what they claim to be, or environment or community? Because if you look at it, for example, in the case of Deborah now, I'm looking at it in such a way that majority of the Northerners are Muslim. And they have taken that to be a cultural phenomenon for them. That anybody that doesn't, because I remember when Sharia was passed in 1999, they said that whoever is not from the north or is not a Muslim cannot be punished under the law.
Yeah.
That was one of the.
You're exempt.
If you are a Christian, because if you are a Northerners or you are a Muslim, yes, you can.
But they just punished Deborah. They just burn her up.
Yep.
Using the same Sharia law into their hands.
It was unofficial though. It wasn't officially.
Well,
I think what big
they're still going to put it on that religion. It's unofficial without them saying it out, but they're going by the book. They're going by the holy book. They claim the book that they developed their Sharia about.
Yeah.
It's confusing. Religion, I agree. I cannot agree more with both of you that religion is a scam, whether we want to believe it or not.
I didn't say religion is a scam. He said religion is a scam.
Well, okay, we mean that religion is a scam. However, it's in our heart. Everybody have to say, I follow the holy book, whether the Bible. As a Muslim, I follow all the 3 books, okay? The Bible, the Quran, and, the Jewish book. So I follow I believe in them. Even though I use one every day in terms of my praying and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But if you talk to those Northerners, they probably will start saying otherwise and start, because everybody will come up with their own thing to suit them. But that's not what the religion is all about. But at the end of the day, you can pray from morning till night. Your whole head can turn black and you still find yourself in hellfire. That's why it can be a scam, right? If you turn to that side. And in Nigeria, a lot of people, they just falling victim upon victim because they just follow people dogmatically without even thinking, using their own initiative, using their brain. Sit down and read this Quran yourself. Don't listen to people. It's an open book. Everybody can read it. You can read it yourself. You don't have, and also people need to remember, this Quran is translated from translation to transliteration.
Yeah, right. Some words
it's by
get dropped.
somebody else.
Yeah.
We are losing some stuff out of it when you do all of that.
In the process.
The same thing with the Bible. The same. So, and then we can even tweak it. If we can tweak that, we don't have to side to side when we pray. If we can tweak to say no Hajj this year, nobody is doing Hajj, no Hajj, and it's 5 pillars of Islam, and we're not doing it because it's COVID. We're shutting it down.
Yeah, right.
Then that means we can tweak anything by using our initiative to do what is right. And I think about being human first. And people that killed Deborah, they were not thinking about her as a human being. They are seeing her as opposition. They are seeing her as whatever they want to call her to be, just because she's not worshiping the same God with them, forgetting that you can worship that God that you call Allah, that Muslim that you call yourself, and you still hang yourself in the gate of hellfire, doing exactly all the stuff you're doing.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. That's all the time we have for this episode. Please follow us for part 2 of this series. Thank you for listening. I really, really appreciate it. I also want to thank our guests for being on. Thanks to Jumat, and thanks to Binkpe for being a wonderful co-host. Please continue to follow us on all our social media handles. If you're not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification so that you get notified once we release a new episode. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and until next time, a Kowoni Baje. Bye now.